Well, Milos, welcome back to Paris. It's the only indoor tournament at Masters 1000 level. How much do you enjoy this tournament and the court conditions here in Bercy?
Yeah, I think it's one of the tournaments that naturally fits me best, and also a tournament that's been quite instrumental and important to me. 2 years ago, this tournament propelled me to qualify for my first ATP World Tour Finals, so hopefully I can continue playing well. I wasn't able to compete here last year, so hopefully I can find a good form and play some good tennis here this year.
How do you feel about your form at the moment? It was a strange exit in Shanghai after going 6-love up against Jack Sock, but in a way, do matches like that sort of help you, sort of remind you against sort of complacency in such a position of dominance?
Yes and no. Obviously, you want to win those matches in those kind of situations, but it does sort of set you straight a little bit, and it does give you a lot to reflect on, and it's a lot easier to look, obviously not with too much of a pleasant mindset back at losses rather than just wins. So I think that right now I'm in the position where I can put myself to play some really good tennis, and hopefully I do so.
Why do certain players, their games are suited better to indoor tournaments than others?
For me, since I started playing tennis for the first 8 years of my young tennis expeditions were all pretty much indoors, other than the summer in Canada. So I think it's just a natural fit for me, and I obviously adjusted back then to play well indoors because that's where most of the tournaments I was playing were. So I think it's something that I've just grown accustomed to mostly.
And you reached the final here a couple of years ago, so obviously you do know that your game works on this court. What was that experience like, and talk us a little bit about that final against Novak?
Yeah, it was a great experience because there was a lot riding on the line for me in the quarterfinals. To have a chance to qualify, I had to beat Roger, and I managed to beat him there for the first time, and then I made the most of it in the semifinals. I got to finals here, and I had a very difficult match against a very primed Novak, but it was still a great experience and a great memory for me.
And finally, I just wanted to ask you, what do you make of Andy Murray's pursuit of the world #1 ranking? I mean, firstly, do you think it's good for the sport, and do you think he's got a real chance of achieving it?
Yeah, he definitely does. He's the last, let's say, 6 months, the way Andy's been playing, he's been playing like the best player in the world, other than maybe a little shortcoming at the US Open. Pretty much every other tournament he was playing, he was either in the finals or winning the tournament since Madrid. So those results have put him in this position. He's got a chance, and a pretty good one, to chase it down now, but Novak's also got a chance to keep it for himself. So it's going to be a very interesting storyline to follow.